Hi, I'm Ben from the personalization team in Tel Aviv. I'm going to talk to you about semantic versioning, but I need to warn you that a little later there's going to be a quiz, so pay attention. So let's start off by talking about the problems that semantic versioning is trying to solve. Well, as a developer using a library, when a new version gets released, I need to work out if I want to upgrade. Is the new version compatible with my code? Does it fix bugs? Does it give me new features? I also worry about the situation called dependency hell, where I require library A and B, and they each require library C, but they require different versions of library C, leaving me completely stuck. So semantic versioning tries to solve both of these problems by saying that version numbers should be meaningful, and they should all look like this, 1.2.3, where 1 is the major version number, 2 is the minor version number, and 3 is the patch number. And changes to each of those numbers mean different things. So if you change the major version number, it means you made a non-backwards compatible change. If you change the minor version number, it means you added new features in a backwards compatible way. And if you change the patch number, it means you added backwards compatible bug fixes. So let's look at an example. You start with version 1.0.0. You fix a bug, you bump it to 1.0.1. You add a feature, you bump it to 1.1.0. And you do something backwards incompatible, you bump it to 2.0.0. It's really important that you're clear about what's in your public API and what's not, because otherwise any change, almost however small, would require a major version change. So make sure your public API is documented either in your code or in your documentation. Also, make sure you have one release per version. If you don't, you can have two servers that apparently are running the same version, but that have slightly different behavior, leading to some really nasty, difficult to track down bugs. Okay, everyone knows that 1.0.0 is a special version. The reason that is that below that version, your public API is considered unstable, which means you can make changes as much as you want between versions. That lets you iterate really, really fast, but as soon as you have other developers using your code, get to version 1 as soon as you can. The advantage is that developers can look at the version number and know what to expect. If you give them a changelog that specifies exactly what changes, it's even easier for them. In terms of dependencies, if the feature that you require in a library got added in version 2.2.0, you can confidently say that you're compatible with 2.2.0 and up, all the way up to but not including version 3, even before version 3 has been released. Okay, here's how the quiz is going to work, and now I'm going to dance. If the answer to my question is major, I need to put 2 arms up like this. If it's minor, 1 arm. And if it's patch, then do this. And if you haven't enjoyed the conference or you don't know, then just sort of slump in your chairs like this. So imagine you've released a client that lets you control Viking ships, and you're at version 1.0.0. And your users start complaining that in certain conditions, like if it gets too windy, your Vikings start rowing all out of sync, and you release a new version which fixes that bug. Do you change the major, minor, or patch number? Yeah, you got it. It's the patch number, because it's a backwards compatible bug fix. OK, in your next version, instead of controlling just one ship, you control a whole fleet of Viking ships. There's a catch, though. Now you need to give every single ship a name. Is that a major, minor, or patch change? Right, you're listening. It's a major change. It's not backwards compatible. OK, your users request the ability to have a sudden burst of speed, so you give it to them. You add a new method. Is that a major, minor, or patch change? Right, it's minor. It's just a new feature. OK, final question. One of your wind speed method returns knots, but your ship speed returns miles an hour. Your users complain about it, so you change it so they're both knots. Is that major, minor, or patch? Yeah, it's major, because people might have been relying on getting miles an hour. So it seems like you have what it takes. You can be semantic versioning heroes, and you don't have any excuses to get your version numbers wrong. I didn't get a chance to talk about everything today. For instance, we didn't talk about build metadata. We didn't talk about pre-release versions. So what I recommend is you check out SemVer.org, which has the full semantic versioning specification. It's a really quick, easy read, and it's well worth your time. So in summary, use semantic versioning. It makes life easier for other developers. Define your public APIs clearly. Get your version numbers right. Keep a changelog. Thank you for listening.